to introduce the 50th Secretary of the Interior, the Honorable Ken Salazar.
So today we are gathered here in the shadow of the national capital saying yes we can, si se puede. We can in fact stand up a Museum of the American Latino to celebrate the great diversity of this country and the contributions that Latinos have made from day one to the United States of America. And it was my honor as a United States Senator to work closely with my brother, United States Senator Bobby Menendez, and my other brother, United States Representative Javier Becerra, and all the members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus to get this done. And now as Secretary of the Interior, it is my honor to also be able to oversee the effort that we'll undertake with this commission to get to a report and recommendations for the creation of this Museum of the American Latino. The legislation says that the report has to be completed within 2 years. I have asked the commission to do it in 1 year, and that's because we don't want to lose any time at all here. The commissioners and the members of Congress who are all assembled here, Eva, who is joining us here today, are so passionate about getting this thing done that we are going to get it done. And when we get it done, it'll be another statement of the progress of America, that we are truly the best of an American nation when the clocks of progress continue to turn forward, and we are the inclusive America that really gives us the kind of strength that we know we have as a country. So thank you very much, Danny, and thank you to all the members of the commission.
Thank you, Secretary. If I can have Congressman Becerra step forward.
Where are you?
I wish we had this kind of a crowd every time we pass some legislation. That would be Mr. Secretary, I bet you didn't think you were this popular, right? It's nice to see so many people who have shown up today to help us mark a very important occasion, and that is the official launch of the commission to help us determine if we should establish a Museum of Latino here in Washington, D.C. For many of us, this is just one more step in a dream. 6 years ago, when I introduced this legislation, along with my colleagues, Congresswoman Ileana Ros-Lehtinen, then Senator Ken Salazar, and then Senator Mel Martinez, we had this vision that perhaps someone would pay attention. Well, you're paying attention. Thank you for doing so. We are very fortunate to have many leaders. We have Senator Menendez, who was one of the co-sponsors as well. We have Secretary Solis, who as a congresswoman was very supportive of the legislation. We have the chairwoman of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, Nidia Velazquez, who's been a champion on this issue. Many members of Congress made this possible. But I want to single out for a moment an individual who has been a champion for working people, not just Latinos, working people for many, many years of her life, and is now able to, as Secretary of the Department of Labor, exercise the power of this government to try to make sure that working people have a voice, and many of those working people will someday, we hope, have a chance to be viewed in the Museum of the American Latino. But right now, I'd like to introduce to you a champion for American workers, Secretary Hilda Solis.
Gracias. Thank you. Good afternoon and buenas tardes a todos. Thank you all for being here. It's great to be with you and so many outstanding leaders of our Congress and the Cabinet and all the other members of the Commission. I want to personally thank Secretary Ken Salazar, Senator Mel Martinez, Senator Bob Menendez, and Representative Javier Becerra, Ileana Ros-Lehtinen for their work on helping to create the legislation necessary to keep the ball rolling on this issue to create the first National Museum of American Latino. The museum is an initiative that many of us here have supported for many years, and I'm happy to say that this administration is going to put their power behind every effort to see that this happens. And I'm glad to be a part as a cabinet member to see that we put full light, shed light on all the contributions that Latinos and Hispanics have made in this great country from the beginning of its inception. And I don't need to tell you that now, as we begin in this process of a new administration, diversity is so important. And it is important that all of us take our fair place at the table, and that we share in that prosperity. And one way of doing it is by sharing the talents and skills of the Latino community. I'm proud to be here today with my friends and colleagues. Look forward to seeing this become a reality for so many, especially our young people who need to know what our historical achievements have been for this country and for the world. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you, Javier.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, for being here. I'm from LA, so I forgot this Hollywood look doesn't work here in DC. Now I can't read. 6 years ago, I said if you walk through the mall of the nation's capital, whether you're from the U.S. or from some other part of the world, you can come out understanding better than any place else in the world what it means to be an American. But once you finish that walk through all those museums along the mall, you don't have a complete picture. The Smithsonian Museum will tell you that when they did the report some 15 years ago called Willful Neglect. That was the title, and it talked about their treatment of Latinos in this country. Things are changing, but the people who will make it possible for us to determine whether or not part of that change will include a Museum of the American Latino are standing behind us. And I'd like to introduce them all to you. These are the commissioners who have a very solemn obligation to report to the Congress on this very important subject. And if they could, I'd love them to just at least raise their hand and please acknowledge them. Nelson Alvareda, of Florida. Luis Cancel of California. Sandy Colon Pelton of Nevada. Rosa Correa, Connecticut. Moctezuma Esparza, California. Carlos Ezeta, Nevada. Lorraine Garcia Nakata, California. Susan Gonzalez, California. Dr. Aida Levatan, Florida. Eva Longoria Parker, Texas. Eli Lopez Bolin of Nevada. Henry Munoz, Texas. Dr. Eduardo Padron, Florida. Sean Reyes, Utah. Emma Sepulveda, Nevada. Danny Vargas, whom you met earlier, Virginia. Emilio Estefan, Florida. Andres Lopez, Puerto Rico. Dr. Gilberto Cárdenas, Indiana. Dr. Jose Fernandez, Florida. Cindy Peña, Colorado. Abigail Pollock, Florida. And Sid Wilson, New Jersey. These are the commissioners who will be charged with the duty of reporting back, as the Secretary said, within a year to let us know here in Congress if we have work to do. And so we're very much looking forward to that assignment because it's taken many, many years, but we're looking forward to the future and many other opportunities to help this country understand what it means to be an American. Thank you very much.